G'day everyone. Satire time, and what a beauty. Let me start with a question. Are you really being silenced if you're on a stage with a microphone, an adoring audience, and a catered afternoon tea waiting out the back? Because that, apparently, is the new definition of oppression at the Free Speech Union AGM. In this piece and in this video, I walked through an afternoon in Christchurch where the country's loudest people gathered to complain that nobody lets them talk. It'd be funny if it wasn't quite so revealing. Outside the venue, there's one solitary protester. He's standing in the cold with a Palestinian flag and a rainbow flag, filming people as they go in. No PA, no platform, just one man saying, "This is not okay." Inside, there's a fully mic'd, fully catered event where speakers have all the time in the world to explain how silenced they are. And somehow we're meant to believe the man in the cold is the real danger to free speech. Enter Pope, Archbishop, whatever the hell he is, Brian Tamaki, New Zealand's least muzzled martyr. He's been interviewed, photographed, platformed, and prosecuted more often than most of us have changed jobs. His core complaint? The media are very mean to him. They paint him as the sort of man who burns flags, attacks rainbow crossings, and calls other religions demonic, which is terribly unfair because, of course, that's exactly what he does. On stage, he explains that Christianity is being pushed back in New Zealand while Diwali, Ramadan, and Chinese New Year apparently roam the streets unchecked, menacing innocent Kiwis with fairy lights and shared food. Auckland, in his telling, is now some sort of pagan hellscape where the main crime is celebrating anything that is not Brian. His proposed fix is modest in the way volcanic eruptions are modest. Ban halal, ban burqas, ban mosques, ban public expressions of any non-Christian faith. Other religions can exist, but only in private homes, like pornography and the more embarrassing cousin. New Zealand must be declared a Christian nation again, by which he clearly means a Brian-flavoured Christian nation. The crowd applauds his stirring defence of free speech. Now, the Free Speech Union insists it is politically neutral. It loves to mention that it once defended drag queen story time like a teenager waving around a single good report card. But if you look at the stage lineup in Christchurch, it's a roll call of people who think drag queens are grooming children, vaccines murdered their relatives, and mosques should perhaps be politely bulldozed out of the frame. No Muslims on the panel, no trans people, no public health voices, just a cosy lineup explaining why other people's existence should be more private. The moderator is there to provide balance, by which we don't mean fact-checking or asking awkward questions. When Tamaki calls for bans on mosques and non-Christian festivals, the reply is basically, "I made a video about halal burgers once, they were delicious." That is the pushback. A man openly advocates state-mandated religious suppression, and the response is, "Mate, the kebabs slap." Claims that vaccines are a murder weapon? No challenge, just a sympathetic nod and a quick pivot to how awful journalists are. If you listen carefully, a pattern emerges. Everyone on stage is both hero and victim, visionary and martyr. The Parliament protest becomes a cross between Gallipoli and a church picnic. People who chose to camp on the lawn in the middle of a pandemic become the true casualties of COVID, while the immunocompromised and hospital staff barely rate a mention. Around them, the narrative hardens. The protesters were the real victims, mandates were the real violence, the press were the real censors, government was the real oppressor. Migrants, Muslims, queer communities, anyone run over by the fallout, they are extras in the epic saga of hurt feelings. Meanwhile, the one person in the cold with two flags is treated as the authoritarian. And perhaps the saddest, funniest little cameo is the Wizard of Christchurch. This is a man who actually did fight for literal free speech protection in Cathedral Square. He stands near the front, desperate to speak at an event supposedly dedicated to free speech. He bellows, "We're on the wrong track!" And the response? People groan. The MC urges everyone to move out for afternoon tea, and the wizard is drowned out by the clink of cups and the rustle of mini sausage rolls. His free speech apparently is not on the agenda, but by the end of the afternoon, the picture is clear. You can demand bans on whole religions, call pride events grooming, describe public health measures as murder, and still insist you are the most silenced person in the country. You can sit on a stage in comfort with amplification and applause and declare that nobody lets you speak. You can complain about ideological capture while the only ideology in the room is your own. That's the real joke at the heart of this satire. The Speech Union AGM isn't about free speech. It's a spa day for people who want the thrill of being persecuted without any of the actual inconvenience. And the only people who need to worry are those who might one day have to live in the New Zealand these freedom fighters say they want. Well, thank you for being here. Please take a look at the extended article that's linked below. And if you enjoyed this, I hope to see you back soon. If you didn't enjoy this, I probably won't be seeing you again. But that's okay. Thank you very much for listening. Cheerio.